Hey everybody, this is Rakesh and today I'm going to talk about my AI app ScriptFlow. That's your AI content creation sidekick. So before we get into what is this app and how it was built, let's try to start with the why. Let's try to start with the why by answering this question. So the question for you is, what does it actually take to get noticed today? You know, you're competing with millions of posts, videos and threads every single day. The algorithm doesn't care how smart your idea is. It just cares about the timing. It cares about the hooks that needs to go into that content. It cares about whether you caught the trend before it peaked or not. Here's the truth. Content isn't just about self-expression anymore. It's a leverage. It's how you build the credibility, attract opportunities, and create real impact. But doing it consistently, doing it fast enough, that's where most people hit the wall. That's why I built ScriptFlow, to take your idea to impact in minutes, not hours. Let's move on to the next slide and try to find out why this matters. Let's double click on the why. Here's why this problem is getting worse and not better. Let me explain what content lifespan means. A few years ago, if you posted something on LinkedIn or Instagram, it would keep showing up in the feeds for about 48 hours, 2 full days to gain traction, get likes and get shared. Today, you have about 8 hours, only 8 hours, that's it. If your content doesn't catch fire in those first 8 hours, the algorithm moves on, it's gone, the content is buried. And to add fuel to this fire, to make it worse, and the rules keep changing. Platforms used to update these algorithms maybe once a month previously. Now it's every week. What worked for you last Tuesday might get buried this Tuesday. And here's the real issue. There are over 50 million creators now. Everyone has access to ChatGPT. Everyone can generate content. So if you are using the same tools as everybody else in the same way, you are just adding to the noise. The question isn't, should I use AI? The question is, how do I use AI to actually stand out in this crowd? Now let's move on to the interesting piece of building this AI agent. What does my solution entail? What are the different agents that make up the solution? What are the multi-agents that is involved in this workflow? Let's also look at the technical stack that makes this app what it is. So how does ScriptFlow actually solve this? Let me walk you through it. Step 1 is create, where you tell ScriptFlow what is your platform. Is it LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and what's your intention? Is your intention to get viral? Is your intention to grow your followers? Is your intention just to be as educative as possible? And you also provide it with the topic of your interest. And you did not provide a lot of information, you just need to provide the topic and the keywords related to the topic that you want to be part of your content. If you want the output to sound more like you, your brand, paste some of your previous writings as well. In step 2, which is the select step, here's where it gets more interesting. The system just doesn't brainstorm random ideas. It actually searches for the real-time trends. What is the trend right now on the internet? Using the agent tools. Like I'm using a search tool called Tavily. So think of it as giving AI the ability to browse the internet and see what's actually getting engagement right now, as of today, as of this point in time. Just because you're not just using a train-based model, you're providing that with a tool, a search tool like Tavily, to get the latest and the greatest information. Then it generates topic variations and also scores each of them based on your intent, virality, growth, education, and more. You can see all that in the drop-down of the UI. And it also scores based on the competitor potential, like how can this perform against the other content that is generated related to this topic. So you get the set of topics and scores based on which you can select a topic to go forward with. Now the step 3 is the review phase. You get a complete script personalized to match your style, your voice, your brand, and you can compare it side by side with the original, so you can see exactly what changed from the original script and the personalized script that you get. Now let's also quickly show what's under the hood, what's the technical stack, because this is where the real magic happens. I've built multiple agents to generate what we need, each with its own system prompts. Like you all know, think of system prompts as the instruction manual for each AI. You have the user inputs that comes as the user prompts, but you also have the system prompts, which let the AI operate in a designated manner. Now, the first agent is trained to expand the topics based on whatever topic and the keywords you provide. Another is trained to score them based on your intention and also how well it can perform against your competition. The other one is trained to match your writing style. Basically, it extracts the tone that you want to incorporate in your content, or if you're just providing writing samples, it will extract the tone from those samples. And also each of these agents comes with its own guardrails that I've added. That is the rules built into the prompts that control things like how many topics to generate, what length the script should be based on what platform you've chosen, because LinkedIn might need a longer script and YouTube and Instagram might need a shorter script. So based on what platform you select, the length of the script will depend on that. And you also have safety filters to prevent inappropriate content. You will avoid, or you will make sure that AI is not hallucinating and creating harmful content. And there is also this agent to take the feedback into account, the feedback loop agent. Every time the user rates a topic or the script, that data flows back into our Supabase database. Again, like Supabase database is the database that I'm using to store all the topics, store all the scripts, store all the users who are authorized to use this app, and also the feedback that we get. Now that data will be used to train and go ahead with further prompt engineering to make the app better. So literally this is the loop that keeps our app getting smarter and let us understand better what works for our audience. And that's just not a feature. I feel this is our moat. Now let's actually dive into the app, the UI and the innate and backend, which has all the agents that I have built for this app. So let's double click on this and enter the live demo real time. This is the landing page for the AI content creation app that I was talking about, the ScriptFlow. Let me show ScriptFlow in action. Within this landing page, where I say distribution made seamless, this is what the different tabs on the landing page looks like, and the content in general is the look and the feel. You can see there are three core pillars. One is selecting your AI topic tailored to your particular platform. Then you're going about picking the best angle or the best intent that you have that you want to achieve with that particular topic. And then the actual script generation. Here you can see it's a side-by-side original script and the personalized script based on your tone and brand. And also I'll show you like what is the feedback loop that I have provided on the innate flows. So again, these are the innate flows that I have, one for topic generation and one for scoring the topics that we have expanded based on your keywords and intent. And there is a whole agent for generating content and personalizing it based on your tone. And there's an agent to take feedback from the users and save it in our Supabase database. So this is the Supabase tables that I have for this. And this is the actual schema for all the tables. Now let's go back to the app where I want to walk you through the different steps. Now that you've seen the different pieces of the landing page, let's actually get started with the project. So here I need to enter the login details. I have a user created in my Supabase, so I'm just going to use that. Sign in. Now you can see the three simple steps: create, select, and review. First, I pick my platform. Is it LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, or Twitter? Key point is the platform selection matters because our system prompts automatically adjust script length and format. LinkedIn gets longer, richer content, up to 1,300 characters. Instagram gets more of punchy related scripts, which is 150 to 300 characters. YouTube is mostly hook-heavy intros. This is all configurable through prompt engineering in our AI agents. For now, I'll just go with LinkedIn. Next, what is my intention? Is it related to I want to build authority in the platform, I want to get more engagement, I want to keep it more storytelling, educational, or sales? Let me pick education for this use case. And the topic, I'll just use this topic: use AI to build your presence. And I don't know what all to be included, but I know I'm just interested in these keywords: content, trends, agents, distribution. I can just add those comma separated keywords that I want to be available in my content. Now I should go ahead and click generate topics. Before that, let me start my workflow. So I click generate, and while it is thinking, I also have a debug panel it tracks every single step in real time, every state transition, and every data handoff between the workflow nodes. The topic input created, when the workflow started, the topics generation. This is more for debugging and observability. This is the workflow. So this Tavily search pulls real-time trends based on which the topics are selected, and this GPT-4o mini agents expand and score the topics. It will go through this loop. For now, I've just selected 2 topic generations. So it will go through this loop a couple of times, and you see that the workflow is executed. And if I go back to my tables quickly, topic inputs, yeah, this is the topic that I had added. So now this would have generated the topics, and even the debug panel shows the different steps it went through. So here is the generated topic. Each card shows you the title, the hook angle, emotional trigger, and the scores. The scores here seem to be very similar, but it depends. If I select more topics, I might get more variation as well. And then there is also guardrails that I've implemented in my agents. You'll notice I'm showing 2 topics here based on that. That's intentional. I configured my system prompt guardrails to generate just 2 for this demo, but this is completely configurable. Like I said, I can adjust the prompt to generate 5, 10, or 20 topic variations. the guardrails in my agent system prompt control the output, quantity, format, and the safety filters. And this is for the full visibility. The debug panel, the score here is 7 out of 10, and the competition score is 5 out of 10. So there is good room to stand out in the crowd. So probably I'll just select this one. This is perfect. And there is also the rationale behind why it chose the topics. That is this. Now I'll just select this topic. And let me just minimize this for now. You can see I can add some writing samples here for customization of the tone, or I can just pick up one of these tone styles out of the box. I'll keep it at professional here, or I can even add some more writing samples. So when I provide writing samples, the personalizer agents, the system prompts instructed to extract my sentence patterns, vocabulary, and tone markers. Then it gets applied to the generated script. The system prompt defines exactly how to analyze samples and what style attributes to preserve. Writing samples always override what you would have selected in the dropdown because of the prompt hierarchy that I have designed it in a way. Now for professional, before generating the personalized script, let me go ahead and start this workflow. Now here it is analyzing the tone, generating the original structure, personalizing it, creating the hook variations, and even the debug panel is capturing all of that. If I jump back here, you can see the N8N executing the whole workflow. And you can also see how the topics have got some scoring, and there is a generated script. For this, it is getting generated. Still thinking. Topic inputs, just generated script. Okay, the script has been generated. And then the personalized content as well. So this is the review section for your script. Like we finished the select, now it's the review section. Here you have the three tabs: personalized, original, and variants. The personalized script has the optimized title that you can just copy here. And there is also tone adjustments applied. These are the details regarding that. It also shows like what exactly was personalized, that particular information compared to the original script. Because this is a complete original script, but based on the tone selection or the writing samples, we get a personalized script here. And if I want some variations, these are the two, variant 1 and variant 2 that I have, that I can use it. So the debug panel here, you can see the full journey: topic input created, workflow 1 completed, topic selected, workflow 2 completed, the complete observability into every step. If something ever fails, I exactly know where it failed. Now, this was the feedback loop I was talking about. Here, the user can provide the feedback. So I rate it as 5 stars. Then I can specify what I'm rating for. Is it topic quality, script quality, personalization, or the general feedback? And every rating feeds back into the system over time. Our app learns what works for my audience, and that's the Moat that will be evaluating this app and improving and going with further prompt engineering also. So altogether, what you just saw is from a single topic and a few keywords to the complete personalized platform optimized script in under 2 minutes. The debug panel, which gives full observability, the system prompts and guardrails made everything configurable. The topic counts, the script length, safety filters, and the feedback loop makes it smarter every time. What used to take like 4 to 6 hours now happens while you just grab your coffee. Now, let me show you how we turn it into the business. And also one thing that I missed is there is also this settings page, a setting page where users can connect their own API keys. So power users can manage their own costs while we handle the whole orchestration. Here, the key is flexibility. Use your own credits or bring our credits. Up to you. We give the flexibility. Use our credits or bring your own.
Now, let's jump to the business, the growth strategy. Let's talk about how we are going to grow with this. Right now, ScriptFlow is completely free. No credit card required, no trial period, no catch. You just sign up, you can use it, and start growing your content. That's it. Now you might be wondering, if it's free, how do you make money? And honestly, that's not the focus right now. Here's the reason for it. At this stage, what's more valuable than money is the feedback. Every time you use ScriptFlow and tell me what works and what doesn't, that shapes the product roadmap. Every rating you give helps us train the AI better, and not just for you, but for everybody else. And honestly, your success stories becomes our marketing. So in ScriptFlow, we help you create content that actually gets engagement. You tell people the network effect. That's what more than any ad I could buy at this point in time.
Down the road in the future, once we have proven the value, we'll introduce a freemium model like how you have Grammarly or Perplexity. The basic version stays free, but if you're a power user creating content every day, or your agency managing multiple clients, there'll be a paid tiers with more features, like more like a tier-based pricing, with higher limits and ability for your team to collaborate together. But that's for the later phases. Right now, the goal is simple: get this into as many hands as possible and make it genuinely useful and collect as much feedback as possible. And those evals will be used for training our prompts. In this slide, let's take a look at how we actually tested it. Before putting this out there, I wanted to make sure it actually works and works responsibly. I did two things. First, I used it myself extensively, what I call as my vibe check. Does the output feel right? Would I actually post this content? Second, I gave it to 5 friends who actually actively create content on LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, the real creators with real audiences. I asked them to evaluate using the Triple H framework, HHH framework: helpful, honest, and harmless. Let me show you the kind of questions we asked. For helpful, we asked, was the generated topic relevant to your niche? And could you use this script with minimal editing? After multiple iterations, we scored about 90%, and people found that the outputs were genuinely usable. For honest metrics, we asked, did you understand why one topic scored higher than the other? And were the trend sources verifiable? This scored around 85%, and that was my learning moment. People wanted more transparency in the scoring, so I had to add component breakdowns that show what were the factors that we took into account for scoring. Maybe I should introduce citations as well in the future, which I haven't done right now, but that can be addition to improve the honesty scores. And for the harmless, we asked did any of the outputs contain offensive content, and did any script make misleading claims? We hit around 100% on that. No offensive content. Our agents have been good, and no fabricated facts. This isn't one-time evaluation. The feedback loop means we'll be continuously improving based on the real usage and real customer feedback. Now, before I close, let me share where this can go, because what you're seeing today is just the foundation. We can go deeper into content creator workflow. Imagine you snap a photo of something inspiring, and our app ScriptFlow extracts the topic automatically. We'll use a agent to do that, an OCR agent. Or your script becomes a full video with AI generated visuals and your actual cloned voice narration without you ever being on camera. Just the script, an AI avatar of you, and an AI generated voice that matches your voice. Or we can go wider into adjacent markets. The same engine works for e-commerce sellers. If somebody wants to sell something and put their product out there and they need to generate the product description, they just need to provide me the topic and the keywords and the brand voice. Or it can be used for marketing teams for creating email campaigns, educators for building course content. But here's what excites me most. We can go further as well. Think about what product managers do every day. They look at user flows, try to identify the pain points in that user flow. Now with that, they try to identify which problem is worth solving. That is scoring the topics of interest, scoring the pain point, just like scoring the topics of interest to post on media. So which features will have the biggest impact? That is something we still need to figure out. But all of this uses the same exact pattern as ScriptFlow today. Discover, instead of trending topics, discover your pain points from analytics, support tickets, user interviews. Score, instead of viral potential, score by business impact, user research, and engineering effort. Generate, instead of scripts, generate PRDs, product requirement documents with user stories, acceptance criteria, and also certain technical considerations. The same architecture, discover, score, generate, learn from feedback, applies to any knowledge work, where you need to find the best ideas and turn them into more polished outputs. There are so many billion people with ideas worth sharing, creators, product managers, entrepreneurs, who hit a wall, who get stuck, mainly because going from idea to execution is just too slow and too hard. That's the problem we are trying to solve with ScriptFlow here. Before closing out, I want to say the beta is live right now. It's completely free. If you believe your ideas deserve to be seen, if you're tired of the gap between what you know and what you can produce, I would love to have you try ScriptFlow. Thank you.